So this is our plans for 2025.
So in 2024, we visited 85 different parks. We went on over 500 different roller coasters. Next year, I think we might be going a bit crazier.
So we're still figuring out some of the plans for next year, but we're gonna get close to 100 parks. So many coasters, so many parks will be new for us. We're gonna visit some new countries, we're gonna visit some new continents. So 2025 is really, really exciting. Every month of 2025 we have something planned already. Some things we're still figuring out, some things are gonna come up later in the year, but this is the rough plans that we have so far. So right in January we're gonna start with a winter tour.
So we're going to be starting off with Plopsaland, followed by a couple days in Phantasialand, a couple days in Europa Park, and a couple days back in Efteling.
So Marcus has just done these tours. He has been on the new ride of Efteling Danse Macabre.
It's brilliant. It's one of the best new rides in Europe. One of the best new rides in such a long time. It's so unique.
So we just have a review that Marcus did on the ride.
The review does feature a lot of spoilers, but if you're happy to see the spoilers, check out our review on Danse Macabre.
I have not been, so I'll be checking that later on the year. Danse Macabre is one of my most anticipated rides of the year. After the winter tour, we'll be going to Brazil. We already been to some of the parks in Brazil on 2024. We're not planning to do any parks now in 2025. We're gonna be spending the rest of January and February in Brazil, just because I have family there, so we'll be visiting my family, my friends. We're gonna go to the beach. We're super excited to spend some time in Brazil. So in March, we're gonna come back to England for some of the UK parks opening days.
Starting off with Blackpool Pleasure Beach opening weekend, which is absolutely brilliant. It's one of our favourite events of the year. There's so many people that we know there and we just get to have a really good laugh. It's not necessarily about the park, it's about the people that just make that event so good. We are also going to try and get back to Alton Towers for their opening day and for Thorpe Park for their opening day, because we're really looking forward to getting back on Hyperia again.
Yeah, we might try to do Legoland as well. We still haven't been to their new coaster, so March's gonna be mostly focused on UK parks. With April, we start the 2025 season for Coaster Breaks.
Coaster Breaks is my company which takes people around different theme parks throughout Europe. The main tour that we do is the Benelux and Germany tour, which takes people to Wallaby Belgium, Phantasialand, Movie Park Germany, Toverland, Wallaby Holland, Efteling and Plopsaland upon. And on this tour, it'll be the opening date of the new RMC Raptor coasters at Wallaby Holland. So we'll be finally able to get on some new RMCs, the first RMC single rails in Europe, and they're looking absolutely brilliant. Also, Wallaby Belgium will be opening their new roller coaster Speedboat by Gerstlauer. And this is looking like a really good family multi-launch model, which should be really good fun.
In April, we're gonna do the same tour back to back to back, so it's gonna be 3 of them in a row, and we're really excited to go back to these parks and try these new coasters on the 2 Wallaby parks. And we're also gonna be doing these tours multiple times in the year. It's like Marcus said, this is one of the main tours that we do on Coaster Breaks. In May, we're gonna be doing another one of the Coaster Breaks tours, which is the France and Germany. So we'll do Holiday Park, Tripsdrill, Europa Park, Walligator, Nigloland, Park Asterix and Park Saint-Paul.
Plus there's also another new roller coaster opening in another Companion des Alpes parks, and that is at Park Asterix, which is a new Gerstlauer spinning roller coaster. So that looks like it's going to be really good fun. And if you know anything about Park Asterix, it has some of the best theming at a theme park in the world. So I'm sure they're going to make such a great effort with this.
We're gonna do 2 Coaster Breaks tour in the US in a row. So we're gonna start with the East Coast and then we go to the Central USA tour. We're gonna do them back to back.
In the middle of the 2 tours, we will be staying with my family in Indiana. We'll have a bit of time to relax then before we get back to do the second half.
Each tour is gonna be about 2 weeks. So it's gonna be the whole month going to amazing parks.
We start off at Six Flags New England, and on the last USA tour we end up at Cedar Point. Everywhere in the middle would be places like Dorney Park, Knoebels, Dollywood, Silver Dollar City, Worlds of Fun, Valley Fair, Hershey Park, King's Dominion, Kings Island, Carowinds. There is so many parks we're going to.
In July, we're gonna do another one of the Coaster Breaks tour that we already mentioned. Then it's Marcus' birthday. So we're gonna travel somewhere to celebrate his birthday. but he still doesn't know where it is.
I have no idea what I'm doing for my birthday.
So make sure to subscribe and check when we're going for that. But after his birthday, we're gonna do the Scandinavian tours, which we're gonna do also 2 back-to-back tours. So we're gonna make our way to Scandinavia and then we do another tour going back, doing the whole tour in reverse. And I love these Scandinavian tours. We just go into loads of ferries. We start in the UK and then we get a ferry to the Netherlands. Then we do a couple of parks in the Netherlands. We do like Drivliet and Slagharn. Then we drive to Germany. We do a couple of best German parks like Hansa Park, Heidi Park. Then we start making our way to Scandinavia with some parks in Denmark like Farp Summerland and Djurs Summerland. Then we get a ferry to Sweden where we do Liseberg and Kolmården and Grönaland.
These are some of the most fun parks in the world.
August is gonna be really exciting for us because in August we're doing a new tour for both of us, which is the France and Italy tour. So it's gonna be loads of different parks. I never been to Italy, Marco's never been to any of these parks as well, and we're both so excited to try. There are some parks that are in our bucket list for a long time, like Gardaland, Mirabilandia, Movie Park, Italy.
We're starting off that tour in France and there's some great parks there that look very interesting, such as Futuroscope, Le Pool and Wallaby Rona Alps, which has just opened an Intamin single rail coaster in 2024. Really looking forward to trying out one of these.
September will be also a very interesting month for us because it's gonna be the other new tour that we're doing, which is Japan. This is probably one of my most anticipated trips of the year. Japan is gonna be entirely different than everything we've done before. It's also gonna be a coaster breaks tour, but it's gonna be entirely different. We're probably gonna do a stopover in the way, maybe in China. We're still figuring that out. We still wanna do something else that we're still planning. So if you have any tips on that, if you have been to Japan before, if you have done stopovers, let us know ideas that we could do because we're still working on that. But once we made into Japan, we're gonna start our trip in Tokyo and we're gonna do the first half of the trip with public transport and we're gonna visit all the parks around Tokyo, and then we're gonna get a bullet train out of Tokyo, we're gonna rent a car, and then we're gonna do the second half of the tour making our way to the south of Japan, doing it by car. So we're gonna visit a lot of bucket list parks as well, doing a lot of bucket list coasters. I think every coaster enthusiast has some high bucket list coasters and parks in Japan. So we're gonna make it like to fuji-q, Nagashima Spa Land, the Disney parks that are like so high on my bucket list as well. We're gonna do all the quirkiest parks in Japan and I'm so excited for that.
It's going to be a very tiring few weeks, but it's going to be so worth it. And I have so many bucket list attractions over there. I cannot wait for this one. This is going to be the highlight for me of the year.
So it's going to be almost 3 weeks in Japan. It's like Marco said, it's going to be super tiring, it's going to be super intense, but we're trying to cover as much as we can and go to all these little parks. We're also going to try to do some sightseeing as well because obviously Japan is a new country for both of us and we want to try to see some non-park stuff in Japan as well. In October, we're gonna do some of the Coaster Breaks tour as well that we already mentioned, but with the highlight being Halloween events. We're gonna go back to some Halloween events that we've been in the past, in 2024, that we already had videos on and we love it, like Traumatica, Wallaby Holland, and we're gonna try some new ones as well that I am super excited, like Park Asterix and Tripsville.
November, we get to go back to Florida again for IAAPA. We go there every year. IAAPA is the Institute and Association of Amusement Parks and Attractions, and it's such a great event. There's so many amazing cool stuff to do and see there. Check out our video this year from when we went to IAAPA. It's such a great event and I cannot wait to get back there. And then finally back to December where we start the winter tours again, and I do love these tours. It's such a magical time of the year, especially in Phantasialand and Europa Park. They're really, really good events to visit in the winter. Europa Park's really quiet that time of the year, so it's a great time just to lap Voltron and to experience the very magical atmosphere that they have.
And Winter Tram is one of the best park events. Doing Taron in winter with all the light effects is just so amazing. It's so cold, but it's so worth it. 2024 was incredible, and I'm sure 2025 is gonna be even better. So I just wanna thank everyone that book on a Coaster Breaks tour and join us for 2024 and will join us for all these 2025 plans. I'm super excited for all these tours and I can't wait to see everyone again, starting in Blackpool opening weekend when we all get together and we celebrate this amazing year that we have ahead of us. If you like this type of video and if you want to see a video like this with the itinerary for each one of these tours that we're saying, specifically talking about them, more about the parks that we're going and how we're planning the whole trip, let us know in the comments and we can make itinerary videos for each one of the tours we're doing. And make sure to subscribe to check all the videos that we're gonna post about all these trips.
Muito bom.